We're live, fellas.
All right, we're live.
Greetings, everyone. How's everyone today?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. Glad to be here.
Okay. And you, Mitchell?
Incredible. It's a beautiful day, and we're excited to finally get on here with everybody.
Okay, great. We want to thank everyone for registering. Before we get into everything, we'll just make a very brief introduction. My name is Mr. X. I'm the founder of the Mr. X Stock Market Academy. I'll turn it over to you guys.
So this is Dennis from the Long Island Gaming League, aka Mr. Long Island.
And I'm Mitchell, also with the Long Island Gaming League.
Yeah.
No, AKA, just Mitchell.
Okay. And today's webinar, we're going to discuss how the Trump administration, which in a couple days will have the inauguration, right? Will affect the stock market in 2025. Some interesting things should be happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely gonna be something to see.
And for those who stay to the end of the webinar, we got a great surprise for you. So please, those that are here with us, we encourage you to stay to the end. Those that are viewing this in a different platform, stay to the end as well. And before we get into everything, we just want to give you a little bit more deeper dive, introduction on who we are, and then we'll get right into everything.
I'm having connection problems.
Is it freezing up on you or? Good, Mr. X, you can continue.
Oh, okay, go right ahead. Okay. So as I mentioned, my name is Mr. X. I'm the founder of the Mr. X Stock Market Academy. We are a stock market educational company. We focus on teaching individuals, families, communities, how to build wealth in the stock market in a safe and efficient way through our virtual training programs and also in person. I'll turn it over to Long Island Gaming League.
Dennis, you want to go first?
Sure, why not? So a little bit about me. My name is Dennis from Long Island Gaming League. Based out of clearly Long Island, New York. Been around since 2019. One of the primary things that we focus on is esports and education. And I am also an author. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yes.
Book. So I'm also an author. And it's about esports, millionaire mindset, how to build a successful tournament organization business. So it's for anybody who's looking to get into the industry as an entrepreneur and just not, play games. And then Mitch, I'll let you tell a little bit about yourself.
All right. So my name is Mitchell Backus, and like Dennis, I've been a part of the Long Island Gaming League since 2019. So we've been doing a lot of work in the esports world. My background is in business management. I've served as a management consultant. So, I've brought my talents here to the Long Island Gaming League, where I oversee the educational piece within the Long Island Gaming League, where we do a lot of work in the educational world to talk about esports and the careers in the industry and how businesses can get involved, and also professionals can get involved vocationally as well too, which brings us all here today, right? We're here with Mr. X and the Mr. X Stock Market Academy in the name of education. We've been doing a lot of great work together, and we're excited to have this dialogue about the stock market, one, and two, how the Trump administration, this new regime, is going to be creating opportunities for us on how we can take advantage. So always excited to be a part of these conversations. I know as we're going through this, I'm going to be hopping in and out of different chats because we're live on multiple platforms. So let me just ask this real quick. I know, Dennis, we're on YouTube, but Mr. X, you're on what, your Facebook or what? Where did you go live at?
Instagram.
You on Instagram? Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll be hopping in and out just in case there's some comments from people that are on various platforms, if you will. And pretty much I'll be letting you know if there's any comments or chats or questions and things like that, just so we can all be abreast while we're having dialogue with Brenda and Stanley. Welcome as well too. And let's go ahead and let's do the thing.
All right, man. Sounds fun.
Excellent.
All right, Miss X, I'll turn back to you.
Okay. So Dennis, you wanna kick it off with the video that you have there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So for all you tuning in, you might have been realizing from a gamer's lens, and we're talking about politics. So I have a little video that I'm going to share. We'll probably chop it up a little bit more, but it gives you a perspective on how gaming and this whole political arena could be real similar and aligned. So I'm gonna pull up that video now for everybody to get, so you can get a quick feel for it, and then you can kind of let me know your thoughts and what you think about it.
Welcome to the virtual debate arena. Yo, what's up, gamers and future voters? Tonight, we're diving into the epic showdown between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. This ain't your mama's political analysis. We're throwing down the gauntlet, comparing their debate tactics to
Is that freezing on your end?
Think of it like this: a virtual debate arena.
Oh, it's freezing on my end a little bit.
Heavyweights battle it out.
Okay.
We're talking power moves, strategic plays, and the quest for the ultimate prize, winning the hearts and minds of the American people. Get ready to level up your understanding of politics, because tonight we're playing to win. First up, we've got Donald Trump, the self-proclaimed very stable genius. In the game of politics, Trump's a total tank class. He's all about that brute force, high damage, straight-ahead aggression. Remember that boss in your favorite RPG, the one who just charges in, swinging wildly, relying on pure power? Yeah, that's Trump's debate style in a nutshell. He's loud, he's disruptive, and he doesn't back down from a fight. His go-to move: interruptions, personal attacks, and a whole lot of fake news accusations. Now let's talk about Kamala Harris. Unlike Trump, Kamala's all about strategy. She's our tactician class, carefully planning her moves, anticipating her opponent's weaknesses, and striking with precision. Think of a chess grandmaster, always thinking several moves ahead. That's Kamala's vibe. She's calm, collected, and always prepared with a witty comeback or a well-researched point. Her special abilities: facts, logic, and a healthy dose of side-eye that speaks volumes. Section 4, Parties and Policies. It's a
All right. I kind of wanted to just pause that a little bit. And the reason why I paused is because just when it was comparing it to what type of game characters they might be and what type of ways their strategy have been, and from a gamer's perspective, a lot of that plays a major part into how you play the game. And when you think about politics, it's very similar to playing games and what people do, what people don't do, and how they're going to maneuver in certain ways. So from when I try to showcase that, it's just like, let's look at it differently. And if you're a game player, you can really relate to the type of characters that they describe. So, Mr. X, I know you have some stuff that you might want to mention from your perspective in terms of the stocks, and we'll really just kind of bounce back and forth on our different things that we may see, different things we may feel, and kind of how it relates to the bigger picture.
Yes, I wanted to start off with some policies that Trump is proposing to implement. We'll see how they get passed. But in his new administration, so I wanted to start off with a video on immigration.
All right, cool.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. Is that the right one? Oh, there it is. Okay. Just give me 1 second. It looked like it came out of the. Okay.
No problem.
Yeah,
You
the
good to go?
queue. Oh, what happened? The video. Oh, okay.
Anyway, as you get that video ready.
Okay. Yeah.
So, so, Mitch, are you excited for this political thing that's been going on? You think it's going to be good, bad, indifferent?
Well, I say it like this, and I guess if anything, we can take some time from his comments from our guests here with us as well. But I say that in any change in the regime, there's going to always be two formulas: opportunity mixed with difficulty, and I think that's what really creates this I guess this dialogue here tonight, because essentially, right, just like how you talked about the different game styles of or the characteristic styles of Kamala Harris and Trump, and how they were running against each other, and how it's going to impact the decisions that they make, how they enforce policy and things like that. They're going to create different opportunities for us to be aware of, where we can either miss them or take advantage of them. So I think, Mr. X, you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Sorry
right,
for the delay right there.
No, it's all good. Gotta love technical difficulties.
Okay, it's there, but
we can see it. I don't know if you just got to hit.
Yeah, we can see it, Mr.
Yeah, I know I see it there, but then when I look at my tab, I don't see it on the tab. It's crazy. Give me one. That's that one. That one. Ay.
So when you say you can't see it, you don't see the play button, or
no? I had the tab open, and now I don't see the tab anymore. Gosh.
You have it on screen share?
Maybe I should stop sharing. Maybe that will
No, share instead of doing when you do your screen share the entire screen versus just doing the tab. I think it might be a little easier for you to navigate.
yeah. But to your point, Mitch, what you were saying before, I definitely think it's going to be something interesting. Being a gamer, I do have some stocks that I definitely invested in, and hope that it does well. But before we do talk about the stocks, just wanted to put a disclaimer up there for everybody, so you can have some time to read it. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things as far as just like stock games that are out there. Microsoft is definitely one of them. How is that going to be affected, by this new administration? A lot of companies are really, some are going to go up, some are going to go down, and it's all about how we're going to be affected. And me personally, I care about it as a gamer. So, that's just kind of my perspective.
All right, cool. Miss X says he's ready.
All right.
All right, go ahead, Miss X.
Okay, there it is. Okay, good. All right, for some reason it's
more conservative estimates are still
just buffering a little.
Okay.
Enormous. One group puts it at $162 billion.
So this video,
that's more than the government spent on most federal agencies in
this video here is
fiscal year 2024. We'll explain why an operation.
I love Monday.com.
What's Monday.com?
You don't know. Monday.com? This is Monday.com. It's a platform
Of this scale could require hundreds of billions of dollars over the course of a decade.
Is it your plan
The video is buffering a little bit, but this is a video talking about
to
Trump's.
deport everyone who is here illegally over the
You want to maybe adjust the settings to 720?
next 4 years?
Well, I think you have to do it, and it's a very tough thing to do.
That means roughly 13 million immigrants who entered the country illegally are
Maybe if I move it forward a little
at
bit.
risk of deportation. About
Adjust the settings to that where the little settings is at. Adjust it to.
But let's say Trump
720.
does decide to deport 1 million people a year. That could still cost about $88 billion annually and take 11 years, according to
What were you saying before, Mitchell?
one estimate. And that's assuming 20% of people would leave.
The little cog in the right-hand corner, you could hit the he's saying you can adjust it there. It's in the far right.
Okay.
On the bottom.
Bottom
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, what do you want me to do there?
It says quality.
Yeah, I see quality, yes.
Yeah, adjust it. That says 480.
Yes, it's 480.
Hit it and see what 720 does.
720? Okay. All right, okay.
On their own.
The trade-offs, I think, are well worth it.
Ron Vitello led the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency known as ICE for a year in
Yeah, I
Trump's
changed it.
first term.
Right now, the government is underfunded for.
Yeah, go ahead, Mitchell.
I was gonna say, if it's buffering like that, why don't you just mute it out and just kind of break it down in your own terms as far as what's happening here and what those that are watching should be aware of.
Oh, definitely. So, for those that were paying attention to the campaign trail, right? Immigration was a big policy that Trump had on his agenda, as he assumed that he was going to get elected, which he is our president to be. And he has emphasized to deport. This is one of his promises to his campaign voters of mass deportation, right? Of a number of immigrants here in the United States. Now, we're going to see, to what scale this is going to happen, right? But there's a lot of estimates for people who's actually following this saying that it's going to require a lot of resources and a lot of people to potentially, implement these goals of moving millions of people, out of the country who are here illegally. So one of the things I would say in terms of relating this to the stock market is that what companies in the stock market, because this is probably an effort that the federal government cannot, employ on their own or do by themselves. What companies in the stock market potentially could assist, with this effort. I know this is a controversial topic, but if you put that aside, what companies in the stock market potentially could assist with this, mass, deportation. There could be an opportunity there, if you're a trader, to make some short-term money. So that's what I would say there. Yes.
All right, that's pretty interesting. So do you think that when you say the affecting the stock market, would you feel it's going to go higher or lower in that regard, be due to the controversy? You think people is it going to be something that the controversy will it just keep the stock market kind of stagnant to where nobody really does or invests in anything, or like how do you feel about that aspect of things?
I think initially overall it may affect the stock market, negatively, because people are going to perceive it as negative news, right? and also with the number of people that are here illegally in different industries, working, right? Contributing to the economy, by them not being there, there's less employees, right? So labor costs potentially could go up, So I would say that, big institutional investors, hedge funds, they maybe look at that initially, as negative news, and it definitely could bring a downturn in the overall market. However, maybe selective companies that potentially may get, let's say a government contract to assist, their stock may jump.
Got it. No, that's an interesting perspective. I think, from a technology perspective and a gaming perspective, I think it's going to be a big boom, for our industry, considering, he has like his cabinet people, I guess you want to call them that, Elon Musk, very heavy into the technology aspect of things. So I think a lot of the tech industry and a lot of the stocks that are there, whether it comes to the chips that run the games or the graphics and all those things, I think we're going to see a big boom from my perspective in those stocks as he appears to be, technology heavy, or at least his party is technology heavy, and they might invest a lot of money in that, or just the tech industry, feeling like we got one of our own in there, might be more willing to invest in the stock market. Mitch, what do you think?
I mean, I agree. I don't know if it's possible here, but Mr. X, if I know you had mentioned, companies that kind of go along with the and I guess the companies that go along with what predicates to the whole immigration side of things. I don't know if there's a way you could maybe pull up some of an example or two that could we can see like what does that look like for if I'm watching for the first time, like what does that look like?
Nothing offhand that comes to mind. I was basically talking about a number of just companies in the security industry. Yeah, just companies in the security industry in general, because the government in itself probably cannot do this on their own. Right. I mean, you have ICE, right? You have ICE here that, does a number of things that would pertain to, immigration and deportation. But there probably would be private companies that probably would have to assist with them. And many of them or some of them could be tied, to the stock market, So those companies in particular you may get a boom in their stock, maybe short term.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the question I'd ask is, all right, if nothing comes to general, right?
Yeah.
If I'm listening, I'm seeing this on the first time. I'm on YouTube. Where do I start? What would be my first starting point to maybe identify some of these trends or companies or like this new wave of financial energy that I need to locate and identify?
Well, if you're talking specifically about the immigration issue, I would say, just to keep it simple, go online, go to Google, what security companies could benefit from a mass deportation of illegal immigrants in America under the Trump administration. Yeah, so take it from that standpoint and see what comes up in your results, and then whatever you see, then you can now go directly to those companies' websites, to learn a little bit more about them and what they do, and potentially, how they could assist.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So now, when it comes to the stocks, so it's always important to learn about stocks and things of that nature. Would you feel that as of right now, because it generally is a big up or down tick within the stock market when a new presidency comes into play, do you think now would be, let's say, more of an ideal time to get involved into stock market investing and learning about stocks, or there is no real particular time to get in? You know what I'm saying? So kind of like a cheat code, like, hey, this is a wave that's about to happen, and this stock market usually is affected when new presidents come in. So, Mr. X, you have an opinion on that?
Yes. So I would definitely say that with a new administration, the stock market in general, if you look at it historically over time, is always trending up, right? It's always trending up on the upside. But in particular with the Trump administration, Trump, being a big business mogul, real estate entrepreneur, and being a pro-business type president, right? He's going to do everything in his power to ensure that the stock market stays up in a positive way. Because if you recall from his first presidency, one of the things that he did was utilize the stock market as a measurement of his success. So he's going to do everything in his power to keep the stock market in the green, as opposed to in the red. And also with him focusing on specific industries, for example, now all of a sudden it seems that he's become more pro crypto,
right?
Than in his first administration. So many people that are in that investment, they're betting that deregulation in the crypto industry and other industries would be a boom, to the stock market. So those are some industries for people that want to get into the market if you're not already in, or if you're in right now, to really keep your eyes on. The other thing I would say is with him coming in and taking some very strong positions, you probably will see some volatility, in the market, and also in particular in specific companies. So that could be a great entry point, to get in on companies that you want to get in, whose prices may be a little bit overvalued at this time.
Oh, okay. It's funny that you mentioned. Go ahead.
Okay, I had a question. I'm Chris, and I'm enjoying all the information. What I'm is one particular stock that I'm interested in, and I know will be booming, and it's a lithium. Lithium is what the compound that goes into the batteries, and since everything is becoming electric, that's going to be huge. So it's like the cars, bikes, phones, laptops, all your other battery powered devices all have a lithium in it. So that's one stock that I'm interested in. I know it's kind of steep when you look at the prices, getting into that stock, but it's worth it. It's like that's the future.
If you said it was Chris, right?
Chris, yeah.
Chris, would you be so gracious as to share what the ticker symbol would be?
The ticker symbol on the stock of lithium.
Yeah.
I would have to. Let's see. I would have to pull it up because I don't know it right offhand.
Sure. I mean,
but
we're on here for a little bit. If you want to pull it up and hop back in and let us know, that'd be great, man. I think the listeners would like to hear that, and if we could pull it up and take a look at it as well too, if we have some time, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mr. X, to your point, as far as the crypto, I happen to be one of those crypto people who hold some Doge,
okay,
and some Bitcoin. And I always think it's interesting, as I was mentioning before, about his cabinet parties. You got Mr. Musk or Elon Musk over there. He was a big fan of the Doge, and I think he named some branch or something like that, or department after Doge. Whether it's going to grow or be big or not, who knows? You're saying you never really could tell, but it is one of those things where nobody thought that Bitcoin was going to blow up to be what it was, but now you have Dogecoin, where I think currently, as of today, it's around like 37 cents, 36 cents. it may go up by inauguration day. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But it was just funny that you mentioned that, because I could definitely relate to, if his administration does do something towards the crypto thing, it could be a big gain for people, or it could be a big loss. But that's how the stock market works at times.
Yes. And I actually have a video discussing the crypto trade under Trump. I could put it up. Hopefully we won't get buffering on that one.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, while you pulling it up, it's so I think you have it. Oh no, you just removed the other one.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I mean, either way, when you got new beginnings and new administration, sometimes people may be fearful of what may happen with this new administration. Some people may be optimistic about what may happen, but I tend to think, just like when it comes to video games, you just kind of got to learn the game. Be aware of what's going to go, understand the players and the plays, and prepare yourself. You know what I'm saying? The only way you lose if you're not informed. So, and that's just like I said, when it comes to video games, the first time I play a game, I get my butt beat, a lot of times. But then eventually I learn the moves, I learn the combos, I learn the buttons, and I get really good at it. And I think, that is the same, it could be applicable to stocks, as well as what this administration may have planned for us. Instead of it being a bad thing, we learn how to turn lemon into lemonade, or we just know how to sip on the good stuff and enjoy ourselves, if the administration does do what they claim to do and it benefits all people.
Yes, definitely. Has the video uploaded in the segment here? Okay, it looks like it's there now.
Hi, Tanea.
Hey, Scott. Yeah, that shakiness could definitely continue through the first quarter. That's what traders are telling me after tariff concerns dampened.
Okay.
Enthusiasm this week. Remember, crypto is, of course, one industry that stands to benefit this year from a pro-crypto White House and Congress. So Bitcoin rallied more than 45% in the month after the election.
I think you were saying before you could mute it as it buffers and kind of pre-talk about whatever they're talking about.
Yeah, looks like it's buffering again.
You want to mute it out?
Play it, just mute it, and it'll eventually kick in.
You want to mute it? Yeah, just mute out the volume.
Okay. For me to do that,
just hit the mute button. Just mute with the little speaker.
Oh, at the top? Okay.
Look on the bottom of the video.
Next to the play button.
Yeah, to the right.
Don't hit that. No.
No.
You passed it. The little speaker.
Right here?
Nope. Keep going.
Nope. Keep going.
Yep.
Keep going.
Yep. There you go.
Now just hit play and let it buffer.
Just hit play.
Send the video to us.
Give them the Mr. X rendition of the video.
Okay, so you just say let it play in the background. Okay.
Yeah, but you could let us be aware of kind of what they're
like what's going on. Yep.
So as you mentioned, Dennis, nobody knew that Bitcoin was going to rise as high, as it has risen, and as I mentioned before, now it seems that Trump is pro crypto, so better regulation could help companies. Tariffs, as it shows here on the screen, could strengthen the dollar and weigh on Bitcoin price. But you will have some volatility. But the way how it looks is that Bitcoin cryptocurrency is here to stay. I'm not going to go to the extent to say that it's going to replace the dollar 100%, but it looks like it's here to stay, and it's going to be another form of alternative way of of doing business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be buying some video games with some Bitcoin. Or I mean, they have, and they have a lot of digital currency currently in video games, like V-Bucks and stuff like that. So, it would be interesting to see however this deregulation or regulation goes, if that might actually be more of a use case scenario in the gaming world, to where you could use Doge or Bitcoin to make in-game purchases that may relate to real life prizes or something like that. So there's a lot of different ways, because the video game is becoming more digital. You have virtual reality. We're in a certain atmosphere. And the more we go toward technology, the more these different things change. This type of currency may become more relevant, because right now we have these currencies and people are like, well, what could I do with it? What am I going to use it for? What's the use case scenario? Right. I think that's been one of the major things that have probably had some people hesitant about Bitcoin, because they can't touch it, they can't see it. But that's just like credit. Can't touch it, can't see it, but you can still buy things with it. But if it does make a transition into the gaming world, that might be really valuable in itself. And then that might get more people to want to invest in it, because people buy stuff with virtual reality games. I mean, V-Bucks or virtual money all the time. So it is something that currently happens in the gaming world.
I don't mean to cut you off, but eventually money will be obsolete. The coins, the printing of paper, that'll be obsolete. They're pushing more towards, like you say, credit. So, long as you have your social and some type of identification, that will be in some type of computer database where you will get paid by credit.
Yep.
Yeah. So money will be obsolete. You know what I mean? They're not gonna print and all that kind of stuff. But I do have the stats. Lithium,
Okay.
share.
Go ahead. I think are you still there?
Chris, you still with us? Oh man, he was about to drop. He's about to drop.
When I go, I think when I go out of the page to look at the stats, I'm going, and just so just a share now.
Chris, you go.
I'm hello. Hear me?
Yeah.
Chris, he's going in and out.
So, share price change to invest at this time, because the more go up, the time is doing it now, because that's going to be a big thing. That's the future. Everything's going. That's what I'm looking at. If we want going in and out again.
What's the ticker symbol? Yeah, the ticker symbol.
Let's see. You mean on?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, so on the stock?
Yes.
Right.
I'm not sure if you can hear us, but I started playing the video game in the background, and one of the things I kind of wanted to mention was So when we think about like the Democrats and the Republicans, tend to say like the Republicans is like, let's just say the warrior class, or the business. You were really focused on business, earning money, and then the Democrats, in terms of if you want to relate it to video games, they're more like the support character, right? They have a lot of programs. They really care for the people. They're out there trying to support, the people. And that was just something, again, just another parallel between when you understand the video games. Like I said, you have the warriors, and might think that's the Republicans. I'm about business. I'm about this. We're about growth. We're about that. And you have the Democrats where they have a lot of programs, for the community, for the people, always trying to help out. We relate that right to the support characters in video games. As you can see right there, that's Lifeline. She's a support character. She goes around and she helps her teammates out, and that's her main role. So again, that's just a parallel in terms of, well, how can gamers relate to politics to get a better understanding of how that all works. But I know you guys were still looking for the ticker symbol, so I just wanted to put that video on in the background and kind of explain what was going on in it.
Right, and that's a great parallel that you just described. Between various characters within a video game and actual people in real life in the political world. I was trying to look up the company. I mean, I see a Lithium Americas Corp, LAC. I'm not sure if that's the company that.
You have it on screen to share?
No, I was looking at I was looking up on my phone.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if that's the company that Chris is referring to. Is that the company, Chris?
Yeah, you may not hear it.
Okay.
I'm
gonna see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, go ahead, take your thing.
Yeah. But you guys can continue. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. So like I said, that was just kind of one of the things is from a gamer trying to relate, right? Trying to make it understand how to get in, how to get into stocks, and just sometimes making things a little bit more relatable. I found it to be easy for me to relate it that way to different game characters that I play with, like different styles of, how politicians will operate, so Trump is more of like a tank style approach. He's very aggressive, and, Kamala, when she was doing the thing, she really didn't move that way. So, but it was just a way for me to say, okay, I can see the similarities, as in, you're playing a game, you can see the similarities. It's a game, but people play differently. They have different tactics, but the goal is to, you're trying to win the game. So politics is very much like a gamification, but we're just all involved, and our votes go towards who we believe may win.
Yeah, totally. Yes. Chris, if you could let us know, because I think you said it was $89 a share, right? Did I hear? Is that what he said? And what I'm coming up with? Yeah, when I do that search, I don't find that particular company. I find something else, so that's why I don't think it's the same company. But that's fine though. But definitely, as you mentioned, it's in a lot. It's going to be in a lot of devices, and energy, right? When you think about the semiconductor industry. Mm-hmm. Right, and what's happening, which is another booming trend that you see, in the market. You're going to need energy companies to supply, these database centers. So what companies are out there in the market that could supply that energy? That could be some opportunities to look into as well, as far as companies that you want to and invest in it, and they say that we're in the beginning stages of this, on this AI, revolution that's literally transforming all industries, or about to do that.
Okay, yeah, no.
Chris, okay, you saw you said the look in Cash App, you might be able to find it there.
Okay. No, but at the end of the day, it's very interesting, and I'm still a strong believer of having a good understanding and getting perspectives of what's kind of going on, because I wouldn't say it's difficult, but when you're able to relate to it and this new administration is coming in, just think about the stuff that they're talking about. And to Mr. X's point before, they're talking about the border or semiconductors and stuff like that. What are these companies, right? So the
Yes.
difference between the two candidates is they want to do different things. So their plans would affect different businesses. So right now, knowing whatever Trump may have planned, there's always a business that's aligned with that, and that's where the government's going to push their money, which is going to increase their stock, and you can kind of be on that wave riding it up instead of being behind the eight ball when, let's say if it was at $5 before, and then by the time you realize like, oh, they're building these new windmills or things around the border, and it's like $20 to get in. So like right now is a good time to just really start looking into these things. So me personally,
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, I think we did. Oh boy.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting for him to get, oh, you have something, Mr. X?
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so while we're waiting for Dennis to hop back in, I think this would be a good opportunity and a good time, because I know, whether for those that are here live with us, or watching live or watching the playback of this, some of them may be this may be their, I guess, first, I won't say their first opportunity, first time thinking about investing, but being intentional about it. Let's say it like that, right?
Yes.
We talk about, I know you had mentioned immigration. I know you had mentioned, just different aspects of the market that can be affected. Well, why don't we talk about what are the actual markets? You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of times when you hop into these investment conversations, they always talk about the 11 sectors. So maybe you could break that down and give your perspective on, how these sectors may be affected. What are they first, and then how they may be affected based on what we're talking about.
Well, sector is basically an industry, right? So you have, so many different industries within the market. We were just talking about cryptocurrency, which is part of financial, right? Financial services. You have the pharmaceutical, right? Pharmaceutical industry. We were just talking about energy. I know Chris was talking about electric vehicles before. You have consumer product companies, right? You have software companies, right? So there's so many different industries out here in the market. One of the things that I would say is that, become knowledgeable about any industry that you potentially want to, invest your money into, because it only makes sense. Otherwise, you're really not investing. You're really gambling with your money, So if you currently are engaged, in a particular industry, take your engagement on a deeper level, to study it, right, and see what it's all about, okay, and then look at the companies that are in that industry. Look at some of the top players, right? Look at to see if they're making money, okay, because one of the things that I believe in is I don't believe in investing money into companies that are not making money, okay, because it's more risk associated with that in terms of me potentially losing my money. I look at trends, as we've been talking about since the beginning of this this webinar. I look at companies that have a really good competitive advantage, which protects them from losing their market share or losing their customer base. A company that have really good brand loyalty, so that even if a company has to increase its prices, their customers won't leave them. You know what I mean, Mitchell?
Totally. Yep.
You know, or the switching course. Excuse me, the switching costs, right? Is the hassle of switching from one particular company's products or service to another is too much of an aggravation that the customer is not even going to think about that, even if you increase your price, because it's going to affect their business. And case in point, you know, if you had a small business, right, and you only had 10 employees, well, you know, if you were to change, let's say, a cybersecurity product that you may be using to keep your company's, you know, data, you know, safe, you know, that may
Right.
not be a big deal. But if you were a company and you employed hundreds of thousands or millions of people, and then all of a sudden, you were thinking potentially to, you know, change out, you know, various software that you use, or, you know, cybersecurity protections that you're using, you know, that could cause a really big disruption in your business enterprise. You know, so if you were to actually go down that road, I think you probably wouldn't do that unless you were really forced to do it. You know, or that company that you're working with, they caused such disruption. You know, maybe there was some technical issues or something of that nature, that you just couldn't, you know, stand to have that event happen again. But other than some big major, you know, catastrophe, you're pretty much probably going to just stay with that that company there.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Good deal, man. Good deal. Appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, I want to kind of segue into the course that we actually put together, to let those know, you know, what it's all about.
Yeah, sure. I mean, because I know we're coming down to the wire. I was actually going to bring that, but yeah, go ahead, kick us off. Let's go.
Yes, definitely. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen and actually show the actual course here. Let me just remove this here. And then
while Miss X is pulling it up, we'll first say, if you're watching us live, first we want to thank you for coming to hang out of this live reaction dialogue conversation. For those that are actually in the chat with us, you know, Chris, Brenda, Stanley, you know, definitely, you know, we truly appreciate you for hanging out with us. And a lot of this dialogue and conversation really kind of stems with a lot of the work that we've been doing within this online course that we have been working diligently on, called the Stock Market Investing for Young Gamers course. I know Mr. X is going to talk a little bit more in depth about it, and kind of give you his perspective on it, because hey, listen, at the Long Island Gaming League, one of the things we like to do is to showcase and highlight professionals that do good work. And Mr. X, being that he's been in the space for quite a bit of time, he's been somebody that, you know, who's actively self-taught himself on how to build a portfolio, acknowledge the importance of investing, and then being able to teach others to do so. We thought it would be great to come together and create a course that talks to the gaming community and why and how they can invest in the market and help them to build as they're building their career in this industry. So, Mr. X, I'll turn it over to you. I know we got a few minutes left. I'll go ahead and let you do your thing.
Okay, great. So I have it in the queue there.
You may have. Oh, let me see. Let me see if I don't know if I can man the queue from my end.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Hold on. Let's see. You may have to do your
Dennis was the one who was able to do that. Yes.
Right. Well, why don't you do your I think you might be able to do a screen share from your end. You know, we got about a little less than 5 minutes, so if you can do a quick screen share, and I guess share your final thoughts regarding it, and we can share the link for those that want to take advantage of it as well.
Yeah, I put it into the queue, but Dennis was the one that was controlling it being able to come up. I didn't have that. Yeah.
Sure. Well, can you share you see the thing on the bottom, little screen with the arrow? You might be able to do it manually. You see it or no?
No, I it's in the queue, but I'm not able to bring it into the full where you could see it.
Let's see. All right. Did you try to hit the arrow though? I know you said it's not working.
No.
All right, let me see if I can do it on my end. Hold on a second.
Okay.
But go ahead while I'm doing that, because we're running short on time. If there's anything you want to share regarding it, feel free to do so.
Okay, yes. So the Long Island Gaming League and my company, the Mr. X Stock Market Academy, we put together this course called Stock Market Investing for young gamers. So it's a stock market educational program. It's recorded, okay, so it can be watched any time of the day. And it was put together to educate young gamers, older gamers, anyone in general that wanted to learn how to safely and effectively invest in the stock market. We start off by educating people on how to pick gaming stocks, okay, in the stock market, whether individual gaming stocks or maybe gaming stocks, let's say in a ETF, an exchange traded fund. Okay. And then we expand just teaching you how to invest in the stock market in general. So it's a great course for a young gamer to learn or an older gamer to learn. But then also as a family, a mom, a dad, you can learn together how to invest in the stock market with your young children and build wealth as a family. So I definitely encourage you to check out the course. If you go to my Instagram page, Mr. X.
Is it popping up on my screen, Mr. X?
No, it's not.
Not? Okay.
No.
Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. So if you go to the Mr. X Stock Market Academy, the Long Island Gaming League Instagram page, you can see the link in the bio. Also, if you go to the Mr. X Stock Market Academy Facebook page, you can see the link in the bio, for the course. Oh, okay.
And I also put it in the chat as well.
Okay. And if you have any questions about the course, you can email us at stockcoursequestions@gmail.com. Once again, stockcoursequestions@gmail.com. But you know what, Mitchell, let me okay, yeah.
We're approaching the end right now, so we actually gotta pretty much wrap things up. So let's do this. Number one, thanks everybody for joining us. As you can see on the bottom of the banner, if you want more information regarding the course, we have a great promo going on right now. We don't really want to go too deep into it because we're pretty much at the tail end. Follow us at LI Gaming League. Follow us at the LI Gaming League, and also as you can see, you can just put the @ Mr. X Stock Market Academy, and for myself, Mitchell J. Backus, and any of us, all of us have the course in our bio, so you can check it out. Like I said, we have a great discount going on. You can get access to the course. We're still in the pre-launch phases of it, so it's exciting. You can still get all of the access to the information of the course, and I think it looks like Mr. X or Dennis or somebody got it
Yes,
posted up
that's
there.
yeah.
but essentially in on YouTube, we'll put the link there. I know we just put it in the chat as well. And hopefully you'll be able to take a look at it, join our community, get the information that's necessary, and really learn and be intentional about growing your portfolio. I think that's really the name of the game. I think Mr. S says this a lot in a lot of his conversations. And ideally what that really comes down to is that, you know, with inflation happening, changes of the new regime, everything that's going on, we want to position ourselves in a way where, you know, we're building assets, and the best way, building an asset by way of active portfolio, taking advantage of good trends, taking advantage of the opportunities that are being presented, and allowing ourselves to, you know, build an asset that's going to pay us to exceed inflation and position ourselves and our children's in a position where they can take advantage of, you know, the benefits of all our hard work and dedication to building a portfolio. So before we wrap up, Dennis, Mr. X, you got anything you want to share before we close out?
I just want to say thank you, everybody. If you can hear me, definitely
Yes.
appreciate it. Unfortunately, I kind of got bumped out, but no, man, I appreciate everyone for taking the time to just join us.
Yeah, I ditto that, Dennis, as well. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to join us, and you know, hopefully you learned something that you didn't know already, you know, about the stock market and how you could take advantage of various trends that are going to be coming about with the new president administration.
All right, sounds good. So thanks, thank you everybody for tuning in. Both our live guests, those are watching us on YouTube, and we look forward to seeing you at one of our next live dialogues, or most importantly, seeing you within our stock market investing for you gamers community as well too.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.